Bonjour mes amis! Oh my goodness, you guys. I have made it to France, Paris, and it has been a journey to get here. I mean, look at these French windows. Muy Fran. How do you say very French? I don't even know. I was speaking Spanish. Very French. The France. I am literally stuck in the hall of my Airbnb because my fob is not working. I don't have internet. This is the reality of solo traveling, long-term traveling, or even just going to a foreign country. Traveling is not, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. Just got back from getting my groceries. I was starting to get a little discouraged because I'm like in the outskirts of Paris. I've been here a couple times and Paris always gives me this very specific feeling and I just wasn't getting that. So I was just walking around trying to find a spot for dinner and it just wasn't happening. I found a nice restaurant, but it was too early, like an hour too early for dinner. It's very European, I gotta live with it, right? Then I started to go walk around my neighborhood looking for grocery stores. I found my holy grail. This is going to be my mecca for the next month. I'll be there like every couple of days. Now we're not gonna eat dinner at the restaurant, we're saving money, and we're gonna have even a better, delicious, vegan, organic dinner in this beautiful kitchen. I'm so excited! Honestly, so good. Good morning. It is the first full day that we have in Paris. And of course, we're going to go to the museums. We're going to go to Musée de Modern Art. Musée de Modern Art. I don't even know if that's the name, but it's something like that. Wow. I just finished the first layer of my newest painting. I don't know what it is yet, but I was really inspired by Marcel Grimond. I think that's its name. But yes, this was painted in Paris after the First World War, and I was completely stunned by this painting. When I turned the corner to see this painting, it instantly, it was a visceral, I felt like I got hit by something. I don't know. The values of the blues and the browns just instantly hit me. It felt so lifeless, and art is a recording of history, and these paintings show that there was so much heaviness and darkness after the war, and funny enough, I've been feeling a very heavy energy in Paris. It feels very gray, and I'm sure the weather is affecting my perception of Paris because it's been very gray here. And also I'm sure my own perception of traveling and just being in a new city, like this heaviness is weighing in me, but I felt an instant connection with this painting, with these two paintings in particular. So I came home and this came out. We shall see where this leads. It is only day 2 of my solo traveling adventures, and it feels like I've been traveling for a week already. Solo traveling, long-term traveling really tests your capacity for discomfort and your ability to rebound from problems. I mean, the fact that my suitcase broke right before I had to leave for the airport and I was already running late, like, you just have to pivot, and it forces you to think on your feet, and there's so much strength in that, but it's also super tiring, you know? This is my second time doing this long-term traveling. 2 years ago I went to Asia for 4 months, and it was very difficult. But I've learned a lot from the last time, and here I am doing it again. This time I have a purpose. I'm here to explore myself as an artist and explore the art world, art history, and having a purpose definitely changes things.
Years ago, when I first moved out here to these mountains, I was 21 years old.
Hands together of the heart, initiating a twist from here. So I want you.
I started to read De Profundis by Oscar Wilde, and I just needed to get out my camera and share this one small passage that he... Oh my god, the prose in this book, the sensitivity of his soul for him to write such words. I took pleasure where it pleased me and passed on. I forgot that every little action of the common day makes or unmakes character, and that therefore what one has done in the secret chamber, one has someday to cry aloud on the housetop. I ceased to be lord over myself. I was no longer the captain of my soul, and did not know it. I allowed pleasure to dominate me. I ended in horrible disgrace. There was only one thing for me now, absolute humility. We live in a society where pleasure, dopamine, and hedonism has taken over us, you know, and a lot of the times it's not even by choice. You know, we reach for our phones, we reach for food, we reach for alcohol, we reach for all these things to fill us with pleasure, and yes, these are the choices that we personally make, but it's also the people on top, the people who market these things, the people who make these phones so addicting, the people who drive advertising for electronics and alcohol. You know, we need to take back our sovereignty, and yeah. Good morning! Another day, another museum. Today I'm very excited to see this museum. I have a little bit of a cold, but we're getting over it. We're healing, we're powerful, we're strong. Did my affirmations, did some yoga, and we're about to go experience masterpieces today. Masterpieces. Bonjour mes amis! I am still recovering from my cold. I think I'm like 90% there. So today we're eating a beautiful little fillet of salmon. I've been searching for the past several years to find some place that I can live. I was in LA for the past 7 months and I thought that could work and I might go back. I don't know. I love LA so much. But there were just a lot of problems and I've been using my astrocartography to map out what could be good for me, and Paris was one of them, but I don't know, the language barrier, the cultural differences is pretty large. So at this point, I don't know, I've only been here for 5 days, but I don't know. I totally burned my salmon and it wasn't cooking evenly because my pan was too hot and I was working and trying to film at the same time. But honestly, the flavor is still really good. I ended up just like crumbling it apart and the flavor. I made this fluffy white rice with no measuring cups. My ancestors would be very, very proud.